Hey, what's happening, moviegoers, and welcome to a 1 to 3 movie reviews on Thursdays. First off, before we get into it, I'd like to say that the reason why it's late is due to that we had some internet problems yesterday, and couldn't get it all set up. But at least you'll have a genre Thursdays before we're off for spring break. Okay, so for this genre Thursdays, the genre is action. And for this genre, I've chosen to review the movie Inception. Inception is very well known for having an international cast in one movie. And it's directed by Christopher Nolan, who's famous for his Dark Knight trilogy, which just last year came out with its last installment, The Dark Knight Rises, starring one who is also in this movie, Tom Hardy. What Inception is about is that this guy at the top, Mr. Saito, who's played by Ken Watanabe, is hiring a group of extractors, people that do extraction, which is stealing secrets from the mind while in sleep mode, or in dream mode, which to do Inception, which is planting an idea in the mind and making it seem like the person whose mind they planted in is coming up with it originally. And the idea he wants to have planted to the mind of this guy, Fisher, who is played by Cillian Murphy, who did some work for Mr. Nolan before as the Scarecrow in Batman Begins, and had a cameo in Dark Knight, who is heir and son of this guy, Maurice Fisher. I forget which actor played him. So he wants this guy to break up his dying father's energy empire, and that basically is the mission that's seen in this film. Now, for every mission, there's a team to play out that mission. You have Cobb, which is the main guy, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. Let's see. You have Arthur, his right there, who is the best partner in it, who is played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who recently starred in Dark Knight Rises, as well as John Blake, who becomes Robin. Sorry for the spoilers. But anyways. Let's see. Eames, who's played by Tom Hardy, who also recently starred in Dark Knight Rises as Bane. And Ariadne, there, who is played by Ellen Page. I'm not sure exactly what else she's starred in. And that's the original team. And Mr. Saito, as I said, sort of like Ken Watanabe, joins in to make sure that the job's done. And during the third level, they bring in Fisher, who thinks that they're entering his uncle's mind, but it's really his mind via projections, which are the population of the dream worlds, and they converge on the dreamer and try to kill them if it's a foreign dreamer. So they tricked him into going to his mind with them. And they hired this guy, Yusuf. I forget who he's played by and whatever roles this guy also has, but Yusuf is the character they hired to make their compounds, the sedatives and stuff, for going 3 layers down. Which the first layer is like a rainy city, second a luxurious hotel, third some snowy mountains. But along the way, during the mission, they run into complications. Mainly, Maul, played by Marion Cotillard, who, man, this is getting to be my most repeated line in this bit, who is yet again in Dark Knight Rises. She plays Talia al Ghul, who was, up till the ending of Dark Knight Rises, known as Miranda Tate. But anyways, Maul was Dom Cobb's, Mr. Cobb's wife. One day they were going so deep into dream states that they wound up into limbo, which is just raw subconscious. They built for years, Maul lost her grip on reality, and Cobb had to remind her that they are not in the real world and that they have to kill themselves to wake up. And thus, she, having lost her grip of reality, thought that when she was already awake from being, 90-something or whatever years old, and then wake up youthful again. She thought it was the dream, and eventually committed suicide by jumping off of out of a hotel window, and also making Cobb take the blame by filing some papers saying that he threatened to kill her and stuff with their lawyers. So, yeah. And in the dream world, she's being like the main she comes back as person that interrupts their missions and tries to sabotage them, including killing the guy who needs to make a realization that would lead him to do that thing that they want him to do. So that she's the main complication. Now, speaking of which, in this picture you see totems, which is used by them to tell the difference between the real world and the dream world. Eames is a poker chip. It's Eames is Tom Hardy's character. Let's see. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character is a loaded dime. Which is Ellen Page's character, is the bishop, and Cobb's is the spinning top, which was his wife's. And they use it to try to tell the difference between the real world and the dream world. But clearly it didn't work out for Mom, even though she had one. The thing that I found cool about this movie is how they mess up the physics by these paradoxes. Seeing as they're in a dream, it would seem plausible they'd be able to screw up with physics and stuff, so they're able to do these really cool scenes, such as the Penrose stairs here, which had the stairs in a typed loop until they decided to raise them, making them seem like more real stairs. And then, of course, this famous scene in which Ariadne takes some other buildings and puts them right on top of identical buildings. So that's like very awesome, especially or visual, or maybe it's a mix of both type of effects there. I salute you, Chris Nolan. So, on a rating scale of 1 star being poor, 5 stars being excellent, because of how cool of a movie it is. Like, those two things with paradoxes is just a couple of really good scenes that show about how cool it is. There's a whole lot more, and that's due to that. There's a whole lot of cool scenes in it. I would have to give this movie a solid 5 stars. That's all the time we have for today, moviegoers. Have a great rest of the weekend and a great spring break. We'll be gone all during spring break. We'll be back after spring break with a Classic Tuesdays. And until then, we'll catch you later, moviegoers.